Whenever I talk about not going to your friends' weddings being an option, I get a lot of pushback. One reason why I just don't listen to men when it comes to stuff like this, like, why are you even commenting? I literally made a video for women. And I know that I do not have the lived experience or education to speak on all women. But I do know that a lot of us have a sense of obligation and feeling that we should do things that we really can't do. And a lot of times we are raised to consider everyone in our families, or men especially, over ourselves. Before I get going, please follow my Patreon. That's where I do more personal stories, lives, all kinds of stuff. There is a free level for some stuff, just in case you can't afford it, but there's lots going on over there. There's a link in my thingy. So I'm never trying to promote the individualistic, capitalist, white supremacy, patriarchy, hierarchy mindset ever. Like, that's not what, and I know it, I have so much to unpack, but I'm never going to be like, yeah, center yourself in unhealthy way. No. But in my experience, the only way that I can actually be genuine and have healthy relationships with people is to unlearn my version of this, and it looks different for everybody, is this, okay? People pleaser, image management, make happy, have to be the best, perfectionism, all that stuff, which is tenets of white supremacy, right? Like, I don't want to feed into her because she gets really angry. And when she is doing things she shouldn't be doing and looks like this, she becomes a Karen. I mean, lots of things make her a Karen, okay? But one of them is martyring and eating a lot of SHIT from men, usually white men, and then taking that out on everyone she has power over, right? So one way that I have learned that for me to show up and be a good friend, like a person in the community who is trustworthy and who adds things to it, right? Then just extracts, is to do things that, like, be real with myself, be honest with myself about what I can actually do. Look at you. This is his I'm ready for dinner face. Do things I actually can do and be honest with myself about the things I can't do and shouldn't do, can't afford, and I'm going for all the wrong reasons. So, for instance, this is any woman who is a single woman, a child-free woman, might be able to relate to this if they've been single for most of their 20s and 30s or beyond. That what happens is that oftentimes, okay, let me just speak in the I, because I do not want to speak for anyone else. I thought I had to go to everyone's weddings, even though I could not afford to. And because a lot of the people that I have met in my life went on to take big corporate jobs, and yeah, I was waiting tables, barely paying rent, and would still feel like put on credit cards or just spend all my money going to places to show up for people when I wasn't even taking care of myself, right? And I'm still paying off some of that debt. And it was because I had this pressure, this internal pressure to do things that I really couldn't do. And so I was kind of reckless with finances and other things. And I've been very reckless in a lot of things, but doing things for men, getting in cars with men, dating men. There's so many things that I wasn't taught to center my safety in real safety, not perceived safety, not power structure safety, but literal, like, am I in danger of being with this man? I was taught to not really center what genuinely is good for me, but rather what is good for her, right? And image management and people pleasing and all that stuff, which are all kind of like, you know what, they're just survival mechanisms and blah, 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 right? But if I was doing so many things that I really shouldn't have been doing because I had to, right? And the thing is that when you do this all through your 20s, all through your 30s, and a lot of people who have a lot of money have these like big old weddings far away. I mean, I didn't say yes to all of them, but I said yes to a lot of them that I thought it would hurt their feelings, or I would just, whatever. I just thought, sometimes I don't even realize I have a choice to say no, because I'm just like, this is what you do. The same way I thought, like, this is what a good girlfriend does. This is what a good friend does, right? But says who, right? And so a lot of, I flew all over the place, sleeping in my car, like at a lodge in Glacier National Park with people who are from Chicago, who are like, do real estate and stuff, like big money. And they have their little cabins and their hotels room. I can't afford that place. But I slept in my truck in the parking lot because I wanted to show up. I just couldn't in the way that other people were, right? Like I'm telling you, this weird like internal pressure to just have to do all this. This is what you do, right? And here's what happens with that. I understand. I understand when people couldn't come to my wedding. I get it. People are busy. They have children. But let me just tell you, there are so many people in your life, especially if you've moved a lot or just whatever. You people change friend groups all the time. You will go to weddings of people and spend thousands of dollars going and showing up for that person. And if you ever get married, you're not even talking to them anymore. Or those people divorced long ago and, you always couldn't stand that dude and it was more like going to her funeral than her wedding, which honestly, most women's weddings are their funeral because that is the finish line for so many men. Like they're like, cool, all good. And that is the beginning of the rest of her life that centers him and she loses herself. So on some level, and again, and a lot of women just disappear into relationships and you never see them again. So it is more like their funeral than a wedding. But anyway, I got married like 20 years after some people, 15 years. And do you know how many people did not show up to my Zoom wedding? And I get it. I don't care. But if it's like the people who get married first, everybody comes. And those are usually the relationships that don't last. That's the funny thing is like the people, most of them, not all, but the people who got married in their early 20s, either hate their life or are like long divorced and on to their second marriages, or some of them are thriving, whatever. But those people usually are not people that are going to be important in your life later on by the time you get married. If you get married, they ain't coming to your wedding. They ain't coming. Do you know how many of the people that I flew across the country to show up to because I thought I should? And I'm not saying I didn't have fun at some of these weddings, but the older I got, the more not fun they were. And also because I really couldn't afford to be at these weddings. But I also thought, well, one day I'll probably make money to pay off these credit cards or whatever. Or I will just literally sleep in my car at all these places so that I can go, right? I literally slept in my truck at a lot of the weddings. That's a whole nother story. But at my wedding at the age of 42, I mean, granted, don't even talk to some of the people that were in my life, because that's just life. But I invited a lot of people. They didn't come. It literally would have taken like just literally pushing a button and just watching on a screen a Zoom wedding. Requires no travel, no babysitter, no dress, no nothing, no hotel, literally just, I flew across the country to go to theirs, and took off. I've never had a paid day of vacation in my life in any job I ever worked in the United States, not one. So, days off were literally not getting paid, right? Didn't have a sick day off ever in my life either in the United States. Still don't here because I'm a freelancer, so I don't even benefit from all that stuff here. But so what I'm telling you, as somebody who got married at 42 and went to weddings all through my 20s and all that, most of those people did not come to mine. Right? And that's fine. But if I had known what that looks like, I would have not made myself go to weddings I had no business going to because I couldn't afford it. I could not afford it. And it's not my problem that their parents have a ton of money and will have like a destination wedding on an island somewhere. I didn't go to any of those like really destination wedding ones. Do you know what I mean though? Like a lot of times, like a lot of friendships, you don't even realize that you can't show. I didn't go out to a lot of restaurants with friends because I didn't make the wages they made. And I didn't drink. Like, there's just so many things to think about. There's so many things to think about when you are in friendships. You know, I mean, a lot of people really can't afford that bridesmaid's dress. And a lot of brides, you know, they're not thinking about the finances of the women that are going there to support them emotionally, financially, but in terms of spending a lot of money, their time, their energy, they're really good. I fully, like, friendships are so important to me. They've always been more important to me than dating ever has been. So it's wild that I was going to weddings of all things because I didn't even believe in marriage for most of my life because I'd never seen healthy examples of it. What's the point? He seems to make her life harder, not easier. Why would she do that? And I was raised by a single mom who thrived as a result of my dad leaving. I would be a much different person if he had stayed and I'd seen that example. And so showing up for your friends is so important. Building community, centering friendships and community over romantic love is my message. I was conditioned as a woman under patriarchy that centering, like, martyrdom is a good thing. Not asking myself on a regular basis, can I actually do this? Is this actually safe? Is this good for me? In long-term wise. You know, it was always like, what about him? Right? And I did that not just with men, but with like friends too, which is why I didn't date at all. Thank God I didn't date for most of my 20s and 30s because I would have had a much different life and not as cool and amazing as it's been. But it goes so against everything I've been taught to pause and even consider what like my intuition or what like a healthier version of myself would say. What is it? It's the lawyer. Where's the lawyer? Where's that puppet? Oh crap! Where is he? This is my lawyer puppet, okay? The lawyer thinks about context and is like, well, I'm representing her finances, the whole context, is it like, instead I'm like, no, I should, because I'm working against this girl right here. She is so loud. And then I got her, Judge Judy, who's in my head, she's like, I want to be good. She's like, you're bad. This is the judgmental one. You're a bad friend if you don't go to that wedding. You're a bad friend if you don't, right? Judge. And I am judging you, Judge Judy. I'm sorry. But you know what I mean? This is IFS with crazy puppets, I know. But what a lot of women that I know, including myself, don't pause, especially if you grew up in a narcissistic family or with addiction or have like, you know, childhood abuse or childhood SMA or something like that, where you were taught as a child to center other people and literally not be in touch with yourself at all because everything hinges on them, what they think, how they feel, are they okay, and never even pausing and be like, am I okay? What do I want? What do I need? What should I do here? Because everything is like, but what should I do? What will they think? Right? And if you can't relate to this, okay, good, I hope not. But a lot of women are not saying no to things that maybe they should. And I want people to invest in friendships and center friendships. That is literally, like, in my mind, the solution to this of where is he? Of the king babies, right? Who are just like, don't care and are selfish parasites. And I would much rather women who follow me especially to tap out of stop investing in him and the other version, the hobosexual, right? Who will steal all your money, your time, your resources, will drain you of everything that you could pour into friendships and community, right? So stop investing in these two fools, right? Who don't care, and start investing in community and friendship. And at the same time, please don't do stuff you really know you shouldn't be doing. And a lot of people, like myself, didn't realize I could say no to things. I just didn't even know. I didn't even know I could say no, because the should lady is a bullhorn. And the intuition, it's a quiet little whisper, you know? And she went to Harvard Law and has a bullhorn, and she has great arguments, right? And so does she. Oh my God, this is like the most unhinged video ever. So my message will never be individualism, fork your friends, don't go to that way. No, that is not me. So when men come on my page, you didn't even listen to the video. I blocked you anyway, because if you, oh God, it wasn't even about that. And this is why I tend to listen to other women, but especially women at more intersections than me, right? Because I want to unpack this individualist, white supremacist, capitalist, ableist, all the isms mindset. It gets so deep in me. So I have a lot to unpack still. But I do have a lot of experience with codependency and what that looks like. And this little like good girl is one of the most dangerous people on the planet. Especially if she's got money and power, because she is pissed. Don't be fooled. She's pissed. And she more is like this when she finally like reaches her limits. And if she hasn't been questioning all this stuff, well, we know history. The more that women stop doing so much and wearing ourselves out and investing in these entitled brats who don't care, and instead pour into community, we will be less dangerous to ourselves and the rest of the world. I mean, we got to do a lot of work on all these other things. But I'm telling you, she can study all she wants in school, but if she's not if she doesn't let go of this is an internal thing. It's not just studying and learning and listening and following people and like reading and education. It's an internal thing, and getting practice at saying no to things that just intuitively don't feel right, because we literally die. Not from going to a wedding, obviously, but taking this dude to a wedding. I took my little hobo to a wedding. I didn't want him to come. That is the night he raped me. I can never tell that bride what happened that night, because I was centering him and I didn't want his feelings hurt, even though I was scared of him, and I didn't know, like, whatever. He was so scary at that point, whatever. My point is, the more that we stop just saying yes and trying to take care of people that we really shouldn't, the more we will get really clear on who we are, what we truly need versus what we think we need, and stop enabling dangerous men, powerful men, other women who center men. It's so empowering to learn how to say no, and not a no for no reason, but a no based on your own intuition and your own limitations, whether it's physical, financial, mental, or whatever. Showing up for people, being thoughtful, being kind, not nice, building community. That is what I'm working on so much. But you can't say yes to anything genuinely if you never say no to anything. And a lot of women don't even know that's an option. So this video is for y'all. Anyway, for any women who understand what I'm talking about and have, like, for a long time been doing things that are so dangerous and so enabling and so just like the worst versions of ourselves for saying yes to things we should have said no to, this is for you. There's hope. You can unlearn this. It takes a while, but little by little, start small. It gets easier with time. It doesn't mean you just boundary yourself all the time. No, that's not, but it's about running things by someone else, pausing, really asking yourself, like anytime you're reacting, it's probably not the best idea, okay? That kind of stuff. Anyway, I don't know if this is helpful, but please join my Patreon. I do more personal stuff over there, and lives and all that stuff. Thank you for watching. Please comment. Let me know if this made any sense. This is so like blah, blah, blah. And thanks for being here, and set notifications, follow, blah, 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 blah. Et voila!